Hello Yarn and YouTube. Today we're going to be reviewing a Diamond 4 Mercy's VOD. They requested this on Twitch due to channel points, and I'm going to try to give them some tips on how to get better movement and survivability. So let's dig in. Let's see how this goes. Alright, here I'm immediately panicked for you because there's a giant Rhine ready to chase you down here. In the beginning, we immediately see someone being very interesting and kind of flanking off to the side. I think you can just barely see them. Right in the outskirts, I think when your Sigma gets pinned. Yeah, Genji's coming in right here. I would immediately ping that Genji so that either my Bastion or my Genji or even Ana that's on the high ground can look at him and be notified of his presence. Because you have this vantage of not being like in the middle of the fight like this, you know, like your Sigma can see these three people. Sometimes some people don't play with audio, so I would immediately let my DPS or even Ana know, because I think she can see him from here, yeah, to watch out for this Genji, because he's gonna definitely try and dive or, you know, do something. And I think shortly we see the Rhine pin, and that, you know, opens up a whole nother can of worms, because now we have the Rhine and the Genji that are getting very, very close to your backline, and we want to stop all sorts of disruption that they could possibly make, especially at the beginning of the fight. Unfortunately here, because you're so far back, you cannot attach your beam to your Genji, but flying in like this when you know he has just died to the enemy Reinhardt that pinned in is not the play. I would say give it a couple of minutes, because that Rhine is either going to get forced out by your team, because everyone can definitely rotate and isolate him because he's already isolated from his group. I don't think his supports here can even really see him. Like, the Ana's on the outskirts right here, and their other support is Juno, and she slept up top, I think. Yeah, she slept here, so definitely no one on the enemy team can help this Rhine. The Sigma could definitely rotate and rock him, and then your Ana could purple him, but definitely I would say do not go for this res. You have 10 seconds, more or less, to kind of mind game the enemy into thinking you're going for the res, and you can bait out abilities, cooldowns, and all that jazz. But this res, as it is right now, I don't think your entire team is paying attention that you're flying in here, so I can see this being very problematic from the get-go. Because if your Ana's not paying attention and your Sig is possibly pushing up, because now the Rhine is behind him, I can see you being in a bind trying to get out of this situation right here. Thankfully he missed the fire strike and you're still full HP. You fall back and help your Bastion. I like that you're taking care of your other support. That's very important, because if your Ana isn't there, no one's going to be able to take care of the Sigma. Definitely not with Mercy heals and a Bastion to take care of. You can kind of hear the Genji flanking. I don't know if he's top or bottom, but I would definitely call that out in comms. Just letting my team know, like, hey, the Genji's being silly again. He's trying to flank. Oh, unlucky. Maybe you can get a help with the shield for this res. You can also ping souls to let your team know that you're thinking about resing a certain person. Nice job immediately glocking this Reinhardt.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Well done, everyone. We put up a good fight.
Good job on your Bastion there. Good damage boost as well on getting the little
Your shoulder.
Bastion mine out there to kill that Genji.
Amplifying your power. Team, stop the payload.
Whoa, nice shield from your Sig there. Oh, unlucky. I like the use of natural cover, but it was very difficult to get out of that fight due to the Bob being on the left there and just doing some extra chip damage on your way out.
I better be more careful.
But let's see how this fight goes. Let's see where your team sets up. Hopefully everyone sets up on the high ground. That way you guys can hold them here. If you guys are holding from low ground, it can be a little bit difficult. Because there's always good advantage on holding the high ground. And that goes for everyone. DPS, supports, tanks as well. Let me go back here a little bit. I like the aggression of you pushing up when you see that your Sig needs help, but I would say the higher you go, be careful of standing in this position because you're in view of the Juno that is probably getting ready to send out rockets, as well as the Genji. He could probably 2-tap you here if he dashes in with his 3 shurikens, and probably the scariest of all, Ashe. You definitely do not want to be in her sight line. So the higher you climb, definitely be careful of where the enemy team is and where you're going. Because some people will definitely call you out, and also your beam gives you away. Like, if you're speaking of perspective of the payload, if anybody is standing here on the enemy team, you're like front and center. Like, even if you're behind the sign, you're still within view of the enemy team, and you want to be mindful of that to not give them any chances to take you out of the sky. I would say Mercy's best ability is just to stay alive and help the team. See, like here, I would definitely waited a little bit and pushed up there instead of earlier like you did, because they ran away and backed off with Sigil. I would definitely be watching that little corridor on the left, just to see if anybody's flanking, especially that Genji, because we already saw in the beginning of the game, he likes to flank a lot. And you kind of want to watch your Ana's back by just pinging enemies to her and letting her know, like, hey, someone's flanking, be careful. Oh, unlucky. That was so unlucky. The nano went out and he got pinned. Good job helping your Ana escape here. I don't think you could have helped the Bastion, unfortunately. Yeah, he was just way too forward for your tank being pushed off the map. Oh, wait! Your Ana's teabagging the Genji. What a queen. Alright, maybe your team can drop here. I like the use of Valk here for getting your beams out and helping your team. It's unfortunate that Bob was there. You could have really stalled with Bob doing damage. But nonetheless, I think it was a good push. You guys held them for a little bit. I think the Ashe is on the high ground there. I would definitely be keeping an eye up top. and keeping an eye on my Ana so that she doesn't get sniped. Good job pinging her. Just in case your DPS want to go up there and get her off of high ground. Just letting them know, bringing them back into the fight. Like, hey, there's someone here that we should be careful of. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, there's not much you guys can do about Blade.
You call?
Nano boost administered.
Let's go back here a little bit. When you push out with your Bastion here, it makes me a little bit nervous of you standing in front of him when you Guardian Angel. Especially because we can see the Ashe is on the high ground right here, as well as the Genji. And I think right here, yeah, you GA forward, and instead of GAing forward here, you could have just waited back here and still damage boosted the Bastion, and you can kind of peek out like this and take a look at your Ana, Sig, just in case they need help. But you definitely want to be careful of this sightline right here, and you can even tell that you almost got shot by this Ashe because you're in direct line of sight of her, as well as the Genji. I don't think their supports are here. Yeah, their supports are still far back, but still, you want to be careful in the future of standing here, because she could basically just two-tap you and get you out of the fight. So I would say wait here, or if you want to push up a little bit, you can kind of play behind this pillar, but it's still kind of risky because the Genji could just, you know, dash here and get you out of the fight. But let's continue. Let's see what happens.
Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, like I said, you can use the pillar to kind of wait a little bit, use that as natural cover. But still, it's sometimes risky because it's not as like a wide enough cover like the boxes were on the left side.
Angel at your shoulder. Marking satellite vector. Bob, do something. They're moving.
I would definitely Valk here. And you can't really go back to res your Sigma because of the Bob. But I think it was a good attempt at trying to Valk. It was just unlucky with the Bob being made and having clear sightlines of the entire fight.
Don't be too reckless out there. Let me take a look. Enhancing your strength. I make a powerful ally. Angel at your shoulder.
I like the use of high ground here, because you can still help your team and attach your beam as they're fighting on the low ground.
Damage intensified. Come on, get up. Reinforce the payload.
Curious.
Points in.
You can't offer something more.
Maintaining damage boost. Be uplifted.
I would definitely be damage boosting the Junkrat here, because his bombs down a small corridor, like that little incline there, is really good. Because there's absolutely no way that they can walk through a damage boosted Junkrat mine fest. And you guys already had your Moira on point, so you don't really have to worry too much about pushing, because she can't really heal them since she has range. or a shorter range instead of having you up there maybe healing the Rhine or damage boosting the Junkrat if need be. Oh, unlucky. A Junkrat is taken out of the fight. I would definitely ping that Genji that's on the roof, just in case he decides to dive the Bastion here. Yeah, I think they dove the Bastion with D.Va Genji. Oh, careful.
For the Crusaders!
Do something!
Yeah, there's not much you can do until that Bob goes away. The best thing your Junkrat can do is probably just wait until the Bob goes away and just come back for safety. And be careful with that D.Va. I like it. Good use of cover. Nice pick on the Ashe there. She definitely got greedy. Oh my god. Good job taking out their DPS. A goated DPS Mercy? Oh my gosh, watch out for bomb. Nice. You guys got pretty much everyone out. You guys probably have a free push here. I don't think their tank is back yet. Yeah, here I would just do like a short super jump and stay in the air. That way I have a good view of the entire fight instead of being on point. Which is super dangerous, especially if you're going up against a D.Va Genji dive. You do not want to be in their sightline because they can quickly burst you down on Mercy.
Aren't you just pathetic?
Keep the payload moving. Damage intensified.
I am optimized.
Right by you. Not to worry. I'll patch you up. Enhancing your strength.
Heroes never die.
Oh, there's just too much damage. Unlucky for your Rhine. I don't think you'll be able to get that res, unfortunately, because their tank is still not demeched, and that Ashe is holding high ground there.
Boosting your damage. I could use some assistance. Angel at your shoulder. Go ahead. Cause more damage.
Okay, I think your Bastion has ult. I would definitely be looking to him to damage boost him if he feels like using his ult on that Ashe to possibly get them off of high ground here. It's kind of unlucky that you guys got squished between Bob and Genji, because Bob was just doing chip damage.
Payload is approaching its destination.
But Bob is gone now. Unfortunately, Rhine has gone down here, and your team is just slowly getting picked off. I would say definitely back off here and just wait to regroup. That way you guys have a full push.
Don't look good at all.
Heroes never die.
You cannot escape me.
ชีวิตปกป้องชีวิต
Enhancing
Nice getaway here. Unfortunately, 3 of you guys go down fairly quickly.
Mercy in the righteous. I'm here to support. I'm empowering you.
60 seconds remaining.
Healing stream connected. Set medic. Nerf this.
Oh no, is she gonna squish you? Oh no! Skinny! Nice getaway. Oh my gosh, that diva.
I'm here for you.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh, I think the beam sensitivity kind of messed you up there for you to attach it to your Junkrat and possibly flash heal him.
Thank my medical professionalism, doctor. They have us outnumbered.
Here, I would just call out to my team to not go into that small room, especially with a Genji or Diva, because there's just so much spam that's happening. Here, since your team is all on point, I would have been looking to possibly damage boost the Bastion ult and helping him get that threshold or breakpoint damage
You cannot escape me.
so that you guys could do a little bit extra damage because your entire team was there. You didn't really need to worry about touching point.
Heightening your capabilities.
Receive my aid.
Mercy in the righteous.
30 seconds remaining. Time is of the essence.
The good thing about your Hammond is that he will get back fast to the fight. Okay, he's swapping, which is good. I like the Zarya swap versus Orisa. You basically just melt her for free because she doesn't have a shield. Oh, careful with that Genji. Oh my goodness. Here, I would say immediately Valve as soon as you have it. You want to get all the damage boost out to possibly melt that Orisa off of your team. Nice.
Feel stronger? Our combined strength is quite impressive.
Here, I would be pushing up with the Junkrat instead of being on cart. Like I said before, you want to, if they have to go through a small corridor,
Maintaining
you definitely want to amplify his damage because it's just so chaotic that if anybody is there, you're just gonna have to either ignore the whole way or get deleted.
connected.
Oh, be careful with that Bob. No, unlucky. Yeah, I would have said attach your beam like you did, jump forward and then fly backwards, but don't jump up because of the Bob and Ash that are both on the high ground right here. You definitely want to be careful of jumping into any sightline with her being there, because if she scopes in on you, she is just going to get free damage. And also Bob is going to focus you.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Heightening your capabilities.
Okay, I think it happened again. I think there you were trying to flash heal your Zarya. I would definitely look into lowering your beam sensitivity. That way, whoever you're looking at is the person that your beam is going to attach to, instead of you connecting it to someone that's maybe full HP and doesn't need the flash heal. Because I know in some hectic fights, that flash heal can make or break. a victory or a loss. I like the use of natural cover here. Meanwhile, having your beam attached to your teammate. Good job getting that cheeky res there when everyone had jumped off of high ground. Here I would be damage boosting your Moira because she's basically looking at everyone and she can get some good damage in with her coalescence. But so far so good. Really good hold from your team. Same thing here. I would be pushing forward with my Junkrat just to damage boost his damage because he was, I think, chasing the Ana and Lifeweaver. And maybe if you were there, he could have possibly 2-tapped them and gotten them out of the fight to stagger them. Because if they can't regroup here with their team, they're gonna have their supports down for this entire push. Unlucky. Careful. Nice res. I would definitely ping it next time. That way your Zarya could either bubble you or bubble herself in front of you.
Right by you. I am empowering you. Come here and I will heal you.
Oh, I think the same beam issue here as well, where you flash someone and I think you were going for your tank again? Nice use of cover here. I think you used the payload there to get that res to hide yourself from the Ashe, which I like. You always want to be using natural cover whenever you get a res off.
Let's go get him.
This is going to be a risky sort of res if you do decide to go for it, because the Ashe has sight lines on you. Oh my goodness, that hook was way too close. But here, I think if we go back a little bit, you want to be careful and definitely communicate with your Ana whenever she takes damage, and especially you're fighting in front of someone like this Ashe, because a better Ashe is going to focus you immediately. Because if you look here, in comparison to the Ashe's point of view, which is down here, you're kind of flying out in the open, trying to be helpful and help your Ana. If your Ana could push up maybe here a little bit, she could help you get your beam attached. But you definitely want to be mindful of when you have a hit scan like Ashe in the future flying out in the open. Because I know you're focused, you're panicked, you're like, it's last fight, I need to go help her. But it should be like a two-way road. If I'm helping you, you should help me a little bit. So definitely be mindful of whoever has longer sight lines that could shoot you out of the sky. Because I think here your Ana is somewhat walking towards you. But still, the Ashe could do some damage before the Ana registers. Like, oh, you're flying up here to get me. Or you can do like a flyby where you fly in, attach your beam, and then immediately fly back and take natural cover, either behind your Maga or in this little corridor right here. But you definitely want to be mindful of that Genji as well, because he can quickly just jump in and dive your Ana. And Here, I think you fly in front of the Ashe, and she almost two taps you. And I think the Genji sees that immediately and he dives in. And still, if you are playing over here, like I said before, the Ashe knows that you're here because of your beam. If anything, I would have taken refuge right next to your tank and then possibly flown into this room, because that way no one on their team can really see me from here unless, you know, like the Genji was up here. If he wants to dive, he's gonna dive in front of my Bastion and my Maga. And that's possibly gonna be the end of him. If he tries to dive you at any point.
I won't let you go. Thanks.
Oh my goodness, that Bob.
Heroes never die.
I'm under attack. Be uplifted.
Okay, your Bastion has ult here. I would definitely be keeping an eye on him. And whenever he chooses to ult, just give him a quick little damage boost tap.
30 seconds remaining.
We just need to hold out a little longer.
Nice job pinging the Genji for your team. That way your Ana keeps an eye on him.
ชีวิตปกป้องชีวิต
We can do this.
Oh, this is risky territory. I was so afraid of that Genji possibly getting you there at last fight, but I think the fight was so hectic that it didn't really matter that you were flying in between everyone. But so far, my recommendations would be definitely lower your beam sensitivity, because it seems like you're flash healing a lot of people that you don't intend to. And that will matter in crazier fights, and when fights really require you to take, you know, like millisecond decisions. But yeah, so far so good. I congratulate you on your victory. This was a nice game to watch. As always, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them down in the comments below. And thank you again, Yarnigan, for requesting this VOD review. If you, in the future, would like to request a VOD review, I do have them on my Twitch for 5,000 channel points. So if you would like to get reviewed like this, please make sure to go there, hang out, and request your VOD review. But thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye!